Welcome to my new build challenge. This is the solid color pink build challenge. So this is the final product, but I start out with a lot of different options. I just do like a simple rectangle for the shell at first, and then I try adding a little jut out, and then I want it kind of funky looking, a little octagon, and I add some porch, and I know I want a second floor, but it takes me a little bit to figure out how. I think I'm really not sure about the roofing. Um, and definitely the roofing could have been better than the final product, but it wasn't terrible. Um, so yeah. So this is kind of what the shell ends up looking like. I try a lot of different things with the roof, some weird things like this round piece. I don't know what I was thinking there. But that'll get fixed. Don't worry about it. It doesn't look like that forever. Just for a couple minutes. It's real ugly, guys. Yeah. And then I realized, oh wait, I can put this up here and that makes a better roof. So I use that, and then the little octagon part for the octagon and some pink trim. Because again, I use pink, and I chose kind of like the pale, lighter pink rather than bright fuchsia. I really, really don't like bright fuchsia. I'm not a fan of pink in general, which is kind of why I chose this, just to do something way different than I normally would. Um, so yeah. And then I do pink trim on this roof too, and on I use the room exterior trim. I love using that. It makes the builds look really cool, I think. And then I'm trying to decide what kind of wall, like flooring I want for the roof. And I go back and forth on this a lot. I really like the octagon carpet one. I don't end up sticking to that. I do use it inside the house. I really like that flooring. It's really cool looking, and I think it does give it some character. But ultimately, I just decided it just made the house look less, I don't know, traditional. And I was trying to make it look like a house. So, and then the columns, I wasn't sure what to use here it took me a little bit to figure it out, as you can see, but I went with like the pale ones, and then I was trying to space them right, and that took a minute. I kept copying them instead of moving them. And then I found some nice fencing, the one from Strangerville pack I used. I tried some others, but ultimately I kept the Strangerville one, because it was just a nice pale pink, again, that went well. And then that was just my computer glitching out for a second, and then yeah, I tried some different things on the bottom and the top. Again, I keep sticking to they're not octagons. I'm so sorry. They're hexagons. I know shapes. They're hexagons. I keep sticking to the hexagons, but I do change it. They don't last like that forever. And then I try to find something for the outside wall, and I end up going with just the simple clapboard, because that just looks, again, a little more calm. And I used a different roof trim for the jutting out piece, just because the thick one looked like a lot for just the porch. Alright, so then I'm still playing around with the flooring for a while, and then I want that door, but in order to make that work, I need to rearrange, because it's two tiles and it doesn't fit in the middle, and I don't like the way that looks. So at first I make it smaller, but then I decided to make it bigger. So I'm just playing with the roof, pulling it in and out. And I'm just thinking about some different doors, but I do end up going with that movie hangout door in the front. And then a simpler one in the back. And still playing with the flooring. And then I continue to mess around with the flooring. I decided the bottom shouldn't be. And then ultimately I go with this one, the something villain flooring from Get Together Pack, because that makes the most sense. And I'm gonna add some windows, so I moved the roof down a bit because nothing fits quite right. So now I'm just adding different windows, and I use a couple different ones from some different packs. I ultimately stick with the pale light pink because I like it. I use some different shades on the inside, but the exterior I stick to the pale. I know that also ends up with some white trimmings, but it's still technically pink, so I think it's fine. I'm sorry if I cheated a little. So ultimately, that's kind of what it looks like, and then I add some more windows to the sides. Trying to decide where I want them. I just kind of wanted it to look even. And then I thought about adding a half wall there, but I remembered you can't add half walls on curves, which is annoying. And I just picked, I went with the, I think I went with the Get Famous stairs for the front. And I was trying a couple different things along the pathway, but then instead I decided to use that to give a fence to the, like, whole, to the whole lot. I know that makes it a lot more expensive, especially with some Get Famous packs, but yeah. It's a bit of an expensive build for what ultimately ends up being a 3-bedroom house, but yeah. There ends up being, I think, a toddler room, like a child or teen room, and a master bedroom, and then 2 bathrooms. So, and I'm just gonna add some trees, and I put the pink thing, so all of these are pink in some way. And the lantern ones are nice because they give light, but they're also really big. And I like the cherry trees, even though they make your Sims be all romantic, which I have to admit can be annoying sometimes. But they're so pretty. There's a lot of like the romantic garden pack used in this because just a lot of the pinks for landscaping came from that, which makes sense. And then I put on BB dot move objects for landscaping because it wasn't on, and that's it's I hate doing landscaping without BB dot move objects. Um, I'm not the best at landscaping. I apologize for my futile efforts. Some are better than others. It can get really tiring, I think, to figure out the layout of like a yard. But yeah, so a lot of romantic garden stuff, and I hate when things jump up on the foundation. But I'm just kind of laying the flowers around to make it a little more enclosed, and then I am gonna look for some more bushes to put around. I tried these. They look a lot different than anything else, which is kind of why I use them because it just gives it a different feeling. And I think about deleting them, but I think ultimately I end up keeping them. I could be wrong about that, but I think I do end up keeping them. And I like they're called the little blue flower bushes, but they also come in pink. They're really pretty. And then I add one of the little flower making ones and there's a little pink toddler pool, and I add some seating back there ultimately, but I think for now I just leave it and go to the back. I add the little washing thing. Apparently the drying rack doesn't come in pink, but that's okay. Apparently the basketball court comes in pink, so I had a little basketball court and a jungle gym. I ultimately trade it for the romantic garden jungle gym because it matches with the other romantic garden stuff. And then I did want a little pool. Um, Technically, this wasn't pink per se, but I tried to make it as pink as possible. Technically, there was no pink watercolor, but I think the watercolor I use looks really pink. Just according to The Sims, it's not pink. Um, and I think this should be usable. Yeah, so I do just the pink trimming, and then I put some pink decoration sized down in the pool itself, and some pretty things around there. And then ultimately, I move them around a bit, but then I changed the watercolor to that hue, which is kind of red, but also kind of pink, like fuchsia pink, like the kind I don't like pink, but it does look pink to me. And there are a lot of little pink, like pool things and some pink towels, so I lay those around. And then I use the flooring from the front because there's no terrain that's pink, so I use that flooring to make a little path to the back. And I just make it over to the tree, and then they can go from there, I figure. And then I put a little picnic table back here. I thought about the fountain, but the fountain's way too big for this spot. At least the way I've arranged it. So I just put some seating back there, and I start putting outdoor lights because I want them to be able to use this at night. So I put a lot of lighting out here, and I try to make it as pretty solid pink as possible. So there's some stuff I think from the toddler pack, just because that's what the lighting came from. And these little like chess pieces that I kind of forgot about. There's some pawns and some knights, and they're just funky fun. And I'll make it look pretty. And I use BB.move objects for all of this because otherwise the game would constantly be telling me I couldn't put it there, but it should still be functional. I'm going to check it before I put it on the gallery, so if the gallery version looks different, it's because I had to rearrange some stuff. I think the only thing that may ultimately be a problem is the way I did the stairs. I just put a wall in between it so it looked more solid, but I think that technically doesn't work. So then I play around with the lighting in the back, with the pool, just to make sure it all looks vaguely lit. I use the little pink lanterns, which I forget if they're from patio or backyard. It's one of those. And then I use the top lights again because they work well. Just to put a little more light back here. It's kind of glitchy. It doesn't want me to do it, but... And then do end up using the cauldron back there as a grill just because there's no other option. And then I put a trash can and the Get Famous mailbox in the front. And then I just add some more lights. I tried adding it to the porch. I don't remember if that worked. I think it didn't, and I gave up on that. So then I just add some pretty little decorations. I think I'm gonna turn it back to day, yeah, just because that makes it easier to work with. I just wanted to make sure it was well lit enough at night. Just some pink decorations to the. There's a little rainbow flag. You know what? It's a gay house. It's a very gay house. And then I had to put the trans flag over here. Just yeah. I do love that they added those. That made me really happy. And then the stairs, I decided to just put in this little corner, and I kind of keep rearranging it throughout. And I use the little fencing to make it look nice. And then that's going to be the toddler room. I wasn't sure really how that was going to work, and then I had trouble figuring out how to block off the stairs, but I think I moved it around a little bit in some way. That's why I think the stairs might be unusable, but I'll fix it if so before I put it on the gallery. So then I have a master room, a bathroom, a kid's bedroom up there, and then toddler room, bathroom, kitchen, and living area. And then I put the walls up for the stairs, and then I block it off to make it look better. And I just used some simple pink wallpaper in here. I wanted to kind of match the stairs, which is why I tried to choose the one on the stairs already. But I ultimately want the other one, and then that little wall there is why I think the stairs might be unusable, but if so, I'll take it out before I put it on the gallery. Might work though. I don't know. And then I try to find the right. I just go with like simple. Trying to find some lighting that works. Some pink wallpaper again. Some kids from wallpaper. Some wallpaper for the master bedroom. And then I go with the gingham and then some the mosaic for the bathroom. And I do really like that flooring with the octagons again. I do just end up using it for the kind of living area, I think, and I take it out of the other rooms. Later down the line, I change up the wallpaper in the bathroom, I think, a little, just because it looked like very mosaic, and it just wasn't working with the other stuff in it. I keep that wallpaper upstairs, though, just because it looks okay. And then will be the kitchen area, and then some doors, so the little unicorn door for the toddler room, and the Strangerville doors for the other general stuff, and then I found the Strangerville doorway for the dining area downstairs. But the Strangerville doors are nice, and they just are simple, so they work for a lot of different stuff. The kids' rooms, I give the funky doors. Oh, sorry, my dog was making sad noises next to me. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I use. Kind of simple flooring, just the simple straight up pink for most of the upstairs. And then I just add some more. I forgot to add the flower window boxes, so I added those. Saved it just to be sure. And then I continue with figuring out the flooring, but I ultimately stick with the plain one. So there I start with the toddler bedroom. I just find some little pink, I love that little pink chair and that bookcase, toddler bookcase. I put the bed over there and some toys around, toy box, which I end up moving because I'm afraid it's going to interfere with the use of the bed. And I think that the pink didn't look really pink, so I think this one looks more pink. Maybe that's cheating. I know it's a little bit purple, but the pink looked red to me. So I went with that one. I go back to find a backpack and some toys. What are you crying about? Sorry, my dog is having a little whiny fest. He's a chihuahua. He whines a lot. Anyway, I put some stuff on the windows using BB.move objects and the Control 9. Just some arts and crafts and some tissue box and a little artsy thing, and yeah, just to make it look cute. And then I end up adding some other decorations to it. And some little bunnies. It's not really usable, but it looks like cute toys. So, and then I'm trying to decide what kind of artwork I want over there. Sorry for my whining baby in the corner. If you can hear him, you probably, you definitely can. Basil, sit. So then I have a little tree decor and some pretty paintings. I think I end up not using the cupcake one because I figure it can go somewhere else I don't want to use up all the pink decorations in one room because I want them to be some different. So I move on to the living room, turn off BB.move objects just to make sure things will fit. So I put the sofa against the stairs to kind of block it off, and I try to find a sofa that'll fit in there. I use the Alt button to make it fit, and then there's only that little pink penguin TV, unfortunately. But you know what? At least there is a TV, so. And then we get the different radio, the little radio stereo, and then I use the cupcake one in there, and some other pretty paintings. I had a lot of the painting stuff is from Tidy Whipping, because they had some cute little frames that were technically pink. So, yeah, I went with that. There are definitely other colors within the objects I'm using, so I hope that's allowed, but I would say that this is a pretty solid pink build. But if I broke rules, my apologies. Again, sorry for the whiny dog. Hope you can hear me over him. And I have some curtains over here, just the plain pink ones from Movie Night Pack. I try to find a place for that frame, but it's just too big, and I didn't really want to size it down. So, no. And then I was thinking about putting a little carpet under there, but I decided against it. So I moved on to the kitchen. Just a little rug for the entrance. And then I add some counters. And those are the pink ones it offers me. Later, I find out there is also a light pink hue, which I like much better, and I change it to that. But for now, it looks really awkward. And I went with the mini fridge instead of the big fridge, just because I thought I know it's not traditional, but I kind of like the way it looks, and it doesn't cut off the window if I'd used a big fridge. So yeah. So here I'm changing it all to the light pink. The vent still isn't light pink, but I can't do anything about that. So, and then I went with. Then I just add some decorations around, and I add that little shaded part to the outside because I didn't see it before. There was nothing on that side of the yard, so I figured that'd be good. And I'm trying to I thought maybe I could put that up there, but I decided against it. So I go back to the kitchen and I put a table. I tried that table, but it's just too big for the area. I need a smaller table for this tiny room. So I end up going with one of the little tables. I forget what pack it's from, and I use the Laundry Day seats. And I use one of the little rugs. I think the one from Backyard Pack, although I mess around with a couple different options. And just, yeah. And then I go on to the bathroom. I use the pink Parenthood tub, and I already have the little toilet for the toddler in the corner, since this is going to be the toddler, kind of the bathroom they use for the toddler since it's on the first floor, so there's definitely going to be a bathtub in there, and the toilet for the toddler. Also a toilet for everyone else, and a sink, but I had to make sure the tub was there, because toddlers can only get washed in the tub. And then I think I mess around with the sink a bit, and then I just put in, there's only one option for the toilet that's pink, so then I put in some rug, and then I move on to the upstairs. Still a little nervous about that wall, but again, I'll just check that before I put it on the gallery. That's what it looks like. And then I move on to the upstairs. I just want to check that everything works without beating up with objects, and yeah, upstairs. So I've tried to put a bookshelf in. I start by putting these bookshelves around the door of the kids' room because I thought that would look cute. I do end up rearranging that. I definitely want a desk by the stairwell for like anyone to use. I start with the little desk and the laptop, but I decided to go with a bigger one just because it'll, I don't know, section off it more, and the bigger, fancier computer, and there can be a lamp that way. And I put the Parenthood kind of calendar up there, and I end up putting a little desk in the kids' room instead of the big bookshelf, so that way I use that cute little panda lamp that I like, and I stick some of the Laundry Day. There's the Laundry Day that stacks on top of each other, and I put that out here just so that it can be somewhere in the house, and that way it uses up that awkward space. And I put hampers in everyone's rooms. And then I like that cute little clock. The kids room stuff pack is one of my favorites, and it works really well in this build because there's lots of like pink coloring and just funky stuff in it. And I ended up going with, the bed doesn't quite match like the rest of the room, but it is pink. It's just funky looking, you know? Like, maybe some of the stuff is from when she was more of a kid, and now she's kind of a tween, and she's not sure what she thinks of her flowery, like, wallpaper, so maybe that'll change. But for right now, it's still the flowery, but she's got kind of that funky looking, cool bed that maybe a teen might have. Pictures with her friends, and I put this little ladybug decor on the bookshelf and a little backpack for school. I did put BB Don't Move objects on. You might need to rearrange a couple things to let the kid get to the hamper. But yeah, and then I put the curtains on, and those are really cute. And then I move on to the parents' bedroom, and this has like the gingham pink wallpaper, and I put a little, first I start with the bed. I end up going with just that little pink bed, and I do the plain pink curtains again, and I put a little bookshelf right by that door from the Parenthood pack. So I think I did end up using a lot of different packs for this, but that's just the nature, I think, of trying to find, when you're doing a solid color, you're probably going to use a lot of different packs, because I wasn't really thinking about it. And then I just go back to try to add some stuff to the kids' room, because I wanted some decor in the parents' room too. I thought maybe I'd finally use that one, but I decided not to. I find the movie pack stuff to put over there because it's cute. That wasn't the packet that told me, the swatch that it told me was pink, but it looked more pink than the other swatch to me. And then I just put some flowers there and some towels. I don't know, I just wanted something in that space. And then I put a shower, because this is the upstairs one, so it's not going to have a bathtub. Just a shower and a sink and a toilet. I put a toilet, right? Oh man, I forgot to put a toilet in that room, didn't I? I forgot to put a toilet in the upstairs bathroom. So before that goes on the gallery, I will be putting a toilet on it. That's my bad, folks. Sorry about that. There's a downstairs toilet though, but I will definitely put one in before I upload it to the gallery. And then I thought about putting the bookshelf down there, and I just kind of put the tiny books there just so that it would be done, and I just check on everything, and I kind of redo the tiling in the bathroom, kitchen, add some curtains to the kitchen so that it would be just look better. Yeah. And I put blinds in the bathrooms upstairs and downstairs just so we can have some privacy, you know. I think that's important. And then I add a picture to the upstairs. And again, my dog is completely fine. He's just whiny. He's a whiny little chihuahua. If you've ever met a chihuahua, you know what I'm talking about. I apologize. He hurt his leg recently, so he really wants to be able to, like, jump off the sofa, but we can't let him. So he's upset about that. Anyway, this is the final product, and I'm going to cut it off here because I think there's going to be some pictures of, the final product. Thanks for watching. Bye.